I don't hear it. Why? I don't hear that. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily.
And my name is Andrew.
And I was trying to get the intro to play, and I just, I don't know if it worked. I didn't hear it.
I think you're going to have to do that in post. Sucks.
Post. That means I have to re-download Adobe Premiere because my whole computer crashed on Thursday, and I had to. I'm still reinstalling everything. Yeah, I don't have anything positive to say about it. Like I didn't really lose anything important. I saved all my unedited demo video files, but and all my songs and stuff were already, because this had happened for like 6 weeks ago. So not feeling so great about my my computer.
Yeah. The weird thing is, like, I helped you get it fixed like 6 weeks ago, and it was working fine.
Oh yeah. No, and then just one day it was like, no more.
No más.
No más.
No quiero.
No. Tres mal.
Yeah. Soy muy cansado, which means I am very tired.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Je suis fatigué? Nah. I'm feeling pretty chipper. I just really want to get some work done. Today I spent most of yesterday working on my hot sauce client. That was Saturday. So it was cool. And I start a new job on Monday.
Nice. That's exciting.
I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's a copywriting job, and I'm excited. I kind of like the stuff that I'll be writing about, and some of it includes podcasting. So
you know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, subject matter experts. Good things. Gotta get that mic in the good position. I
just need you to be able to read the. There we go.
Hey,
get offset. There we go. Now we're talking.
You're not wearing your Swell Soul shirt.
I'm not. I'm taking a week off from everyone. This is a fundraiser shirt that Adam Rohr put together a couple years ago now.
I think if that. I think it was closer to just a year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand time anymore.
No, nothing makes sense. Like, I don't know how it's like 2 weeks to Halloween.
Yep.
My band's playing a show, a live stream gig up in Everett on the 29th, and we're going to treat it as our Halloween show.
Nice.
So we'll be dressed up, and the theme is circus, and I'll be a ringmaster, and I bought a ringmaster costume, and it came with the costume shows these yellow pants. It's like boots not included, and they're kind of like not thigh high, but like up to your calf, past your calf. And I was like, oh, I'll just use those, and I'll just wear like some boots I already have, because I don't have any tall boots, and I'm not going to buy any. And I get in a friggin' course, the pants only go down to where they were supposed to meet the boots. I'm like, you stupid jerks.
Yep.
So now I've ordered a couple of yellow pants that, or I'll just have to wear jeans. Like, I don't know. Whatever. And then Jenna, the singer, is going to be a clown. I think that Isaac, the bassist, are going to be a jester. I forget what Dan's, the drummer, is going to be. We kept joking with him, like, you should be a strong man. You should be a strong man. He's like, I don't know what that is. But he picked something else. I don't really remember what he picked.
I've never ever been told I was strong before, and I don't know what to do with this information.
It's just he never, like, heard of that genre of circus performer, or like understood like how they dress, because they dressed in like those stripy pants and stuff. Right. I don't really know why, but that's just kind of what they did. Or like Artie from Pete and Pete, which I think you're probably too young for. Have you ever seen Pete and Pete?
No.
Oh, that's one I highly recommend like watching. It's very 90s. Had a great soundtrack, but I think Iggy Pop was like a dad in it, and
all right.
Yeah. There's some other cool indie rock cameos, but that show was very cool for being on Nickelodeon. I think shaped me a lot.
Okay, you saying indie rock just reminded me that I still haven't sat down to listen to the new Deep Sea Diver.
Yeah, I just really want to be able to have a moment with it.
Yeah, so they were playing. So I've got just out of frame here. I've got a hi-fi system. It's not being used to its full potential because the speakers are on the ground. I'd like to fix that at some point in the future. But and like right behind me, behind the Funko Pops is is my system. So anyways, 90.3 KEXP was on for most of my day Friday when I wasn't in calls, which really means was on for about 2 hours. But I heard 2 of the Deep Sea Diver tracks, and one of them had me like I'm just sitting at my desk casually listening. I'm like, well, that's really deep. Oh man, this is it's kind of raw.
It's kind of hitting me,
I'm trying to get this PowerPoint put together. I've got a presentation in 10 minutes. I can't handle this.
Yeah, I remember when like Adele came out with 21, I had to make a rule to not listen to it at work. Like, there's some music you don't listen to at work, and and it's usually the sad stuff. Like, I can listen to the hardcore or the punk rock or whatever, but I can't listen to sad stuff.
Yeah, no, it sounded phenomenal. It just really hit me like in a weird spot. I don't even remember what the lyric was off the top of my head, but like one of the lyrics specifically was like, "Oh boy, it's been an emotional year."
Yeah. If viewers and listeners haven't checked out Deep Sea Diver, please do, and please listen to our episode we did with Jessica and Peter from Deep Sea Diver early into the quarantine. But they're like so talented. Jessica finally got her rig rundown.
Yep.
So that was well deserved. So yeah, I really want good things for them. It's really a farce that they're not a bigger band than they are.
Yeah, no, nothing but good things to say about them, and really excited to see them getting the attention that they deserve on this new album.
Yeah. Oh, it has been a week of a lot of new things for me, though.
Oh.
We'll get to the obvious one later, the big one later. But I got some things from Boss. I got the OC5 that I'm going to demo.
Nice.
I got the Black Fountain V2 from Old Blood Noise Endeavors.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about those two. I'm pretty sure there's more. But I also got this Pocket GT.
But wait, there's more.
I also got this Pocket GT from Boss.
All right.
So it's really cool. It's supposed to be a very good learning tool. It has Bluetooth, but you plug basically an input source in so that with just an aux cable, and you can play like YouTube videos through it, tutorials. You can play, pause, fast forward, rewind, and you plug your guitar and your headphones into it. Mm-hmm. And you can add little things like reverb, distortion, some modulation, some delay. I haven't really dug into it as much, but I've been reading the manual. But this is really, I love the cool little learning tools, like just things that would have been really neat to have when I was coming up in guitar. I like looking at those, and my mom's relearning guitar, and she's got an electric and a Fender Mustang, and I think that this kind of tool would be cool for her or anybody learning, really. So yeah, thanks to Boss for sending me this, and to Old Blood Noise for sending me that Black Fountain. I'm really excited to dig into it. And also, can we just appreciate this mug? How cool that mug is. Yeah, these, I don't know if they're in their store right now. They keep selling out.
I fancy the idea of glass mugs, and I want one. And that I don't feel like
they keep the coffee warm as long, but I drink the coffee so fast, so I don't really care.
That's pretty reasonable. I'm typically pretty slow with my coffee drinking, but I also am perfectly okay with drinking room temperature coffee. That doesn't bother me.
It depends on how it was made. Like French press and things like that, I'll drink at room temperature. But like percolator coffee, I think it tastes weird at room temp.
Yeah, no, many days of the week I end up doing a French press. So
yeah, French press. I have a little 2-cup, aka 1-cup French press. That's what I tend to break out in the afternoons if I just need like a pick me up, and we've already run through the percolator.
Right.
But this morning, Rick made French press because he's the best husband on
Aw.
the planet. He spent so much time working to try to get my computer unbroke. And that's love.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would have just checked the computer out the window. But
yeah, well, we still might do that. We'll
the jury's still out.
To be determined. But you're right. Honestly, we should have just picked the components that worked best and built our own. You're right.
I mean,
you didn't tell me I should have done that instead. You said that if this continues to fail, that maybe I should look into doing that. So I don't want to make it sound like you were being like, I told you so.
No,
you've been so helpful in the computer saga.
I try not to be that kind of a human because I'm really not that sure of myself on that kind of stuff. Or a lot of things. But yeah, no, I mean, you've got options. It's not like it's the last computer in the world. And I mean, I've got an extra PC sitting over here that I should probably either sort out what to do with or give to somebody. And
Yeah. I at least when the PC, because it's actually like, it's not a laptop, it's a real deal PC. At least when it fails, I have, backup laptop that I can do pretty much everything but the video editing on.
Yeah.
So hard to complain too much about, It's hard for it to feel like the end of the world, which is good. I think that this year's also given me a lot of perspective.
Wait.
Yeah. Everything okay?
Everything's fine. I'm sorry. I had one of those like, wait a minute, why haven't I done this already kind of moments.
What?
So I've got my main PC over here, and it's set up as a dual boot Hackintosh. So my primary drive is a PC, and if I want to alternately boot to the other drive, it's a Hackintosh. The only thing I use it for is Logic Pro 10, which I did pay for. Thank you. A little defensive about the fact that I'm doing this, but it is what it is. But I've got the dual drive boot on this thing, and I've got a slightly earlier version of the same tower over here that's not currently doing anything. And I'm just now realizing I should probably just move the Hackintosh drive over to this tower, and that way I've got like a dedicated machine for each.
Maybe.
Because I've been trying to sort out, like, that solves so many of my issues right now as I'm trying to sort stuff out. Oh my God.
Solutions.
I know. It's just like all of a sudden, like, pop.
And why didn't I think of that sooner?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been sitting here on my desk since before quarantine. I just haven't done anything with it yet. It was a freebie. Long story, but
anyway, you figured it out. But what's new with you? I see something big and red right there.
There's something very big and red.
Oh yeah. So for everyone listening at home, Andrew has a big red thing on his desk.
I do, and that big red thing that I'm going to try not to drop into my pie and ice cream that I've got for breakfast. Judge me, heathens.
I did.
This is a Focusrite 18i8 that I picked up for a steal.
Wow.
I commented on the local sales post about 15 minutes after you did, when you were like, maybe. And I was like, no, I want it. I didn't even I waited to ask the guy if there's anything broken with it, until after we were talking, hey, this is what time I'm going to pick it up. By the way, is anything wrong with it? I should ask, but even if there was, it's probably fine. The price was up. So I got this bad boy at $150,
nice.
Which is that was what the seller posted for. I didn't lowball the seller. The seller was very happy to do it. And he's like, I just want this to go to someone who's going to use it, and that's why I'm planning on probably just using it instead of flipping it, because that would be rude. But,
oh, yeah. Speaking of if anything is wrong with it, did you do that thing I asked you to do regarding your webcam after last week's episode?
I could not find the menu.
Okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, I before I got on, I was like, where is and there's just nothing. I can't
It's easy
sort it out.
fix. Easy fix. Don't worry about it.
But
Back to the
yes,
18i8.
yeah.
What is it?
I haven't named it yet. I don't know if I'm going to, but
why would you name it?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I'm tired. I'll explain why I'm tired in a moment. But no, I'm excited for it. It's got all those inputs plus expandable options if I want to get another unit, which I don't think I'm going to need to do. It's got everything I need. I was getting ready to spring for a 4i4.
That's what I have.
Which would be the number of inputs I'm looking for is specifically 4. But then this one popped up for less than the cost of a new 4i4. I'm like, well, I could jump for this. And the nice thing is, like, I wanted 4 inputs specifically, and 4 of the inputs on the front are the XLR TS TRS like combo jack on the front with the dials, and like that's all up front for my use with versus the 4i4 is 2 in the front, 2 in the back, which isn't quite as exciting. So I'm like, this is great. This is exactly like, this is perfect. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I need to figure out how to get my dog to recognize the ones in the back of the 4i4. I haven't even tried.
Yeah, I've only plugged this guy in once ever so briefly to try and play with OBS. And then OBS didn't recognize any of the other extra inputs. I'm like, uh-oh. And then I realized there's a proprietary software I've got to download, so I've got to sort out where to get that from to be able to control everything and download the extra drivers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm super, 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 super happy with this. Right as we were hopping on, I actually got a notification on a listing. So John Snyder's been... Sorry, I didn't say that. Mark Zuckerberg. That's the word I'm looking for.
I can't edit that out.
I'm trying to keep up. All right. Mark Zuckerberg has been listening because I just got a notification for an 18i8 that was listed in a gear group from John Kim is the name of the seller here, selling for $280. I'm just sitting here going, wow, I got a really good deal. It's like the universe reminding me, but what it really is Mark Zuckerberg saying, hey, you were talking about this to your wife the other day. You want to buy one? Just I'm like, sucker, I already did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Seattle Gear Swap has some banging deals sometimes.
There's some banging deals. I'm frequently finding myself going, you don't need to buy it just to flip it. Someone else is going to buy that and love it and cherish it and have it at a really good deal. You just need to let it go.
Yeah, there was a big drama pretty recently when someone bought a pedal on OfferUp and everyone was like, oh, I wonder who got it. It was like such a good deal. And then the guy immediately turns around and sells it for like 4 times what he paid for it, or like lists it for 4 times what he paid for it on the Gear Swap. And everyone's like, that's really rude.
I mean,
I get it. It's his right to do it, but I agree, it's rude. Like someone either didn't know what they had, which is, on them, or they wanted to give it to a good home and someone who would love it. And then you're immediately going to turn around and like try to make $150 off of it. Like, get out of here, man.
I don't know. I don't know if it's rude necessarily. I do think people have every right to do it. I think for me personally, if I'm going to sit down and do this, I'm like, unless it's something that I've like actually used, actually put some got some use out of it and like respected the seller's wishes and wanting to give it to someone who's going to get use out of it. If I'm just like the next day turning around flipping it, then I would feel really weird about that personally.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the thing. Like if you try and it's just not for you and you're like, well, I don't know. I feel like a lot of ways about it, but I think it's nice in gear communities to see people pay it forward versus, trying to make a quick 150.
Right. When it's possible. I like seeing that. I also like seeing people not take advantage of small businesses I forgot to mention to the Steve and pre-show a little bit of drama over in the worship world side of things.
Oh God.
I know.
No drama in the P-Dub world. No.
Our mutual friend, good friend of the show, Curtis Lamberton, had to publicly make an announcement saying, "Hey guys, so he's got a deal like you buy your first set and then you get a discount code for further sets." Someone was sharing that discount code with all of their friends.
Rude.
It's like supposed to be like a thank you for ordering a set. We'll give you a discount on another set for you because you supported.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Curtis had to.
I guess it wasn't a one-time code.
Right. So I mean, if that's how Curtis built his website out, and you're going to take advantage of it, I mean, that's dumb. I honestly really good on Curtis because if someone did that to me, like if I don't have discount codes for Focusrite right now, but like if someone did do that to me, part of me would be like, I don't know, maybe I just let it slide. And like props to Curtis, he stood up for it. And
I mean, one or two like is kind of normal, but to like a lot of people, like y'all, it's a small business,
right? I mean, there's a reason why prices are where they're at. It's not because they're getting greedy. I know Curtis has a shop. He has employees. He's got a family. I mean, so anyways, that's my quick reminder to everyone that sometimes lowballing people or taking advantage of discount codes or flipping just for the sake of like making tons of money. I don't know. There's a point where it's greedy and disrespectful to other people.
Yeah.
So
just be cool. Just like I think people really get obsessed with like gaming a system, and I think maybe we just need to chill out on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just like, would you want someone to do it to you? I don't know. I get kind of grumpy about it, but
depends. I don't know.
It's also early, and I've only been through one cup of coffee, and I don't think it's quite hit yet. This
is feisty me. It's like, hey guys, be kind to each other. That's me getting feisty.
That is pretty feisty for you. You're normally like Mr. Play It Safe, and I'm Ms.
Speaking of playing it safe, the reason why I'm so tired, and I'm not going to tell you guys the whole story because I've already spent so much time talking, but the reason why I'm like hanging in there right now is I stayed up all night, not last night, but the night before. I really only got like 3, maybe 4 hours of total sleep. That was all broken up. Smoking 17.3 pounds of pork shoulder.
That's a lot of pork shoulder.
And yeah, no, I'd done the calculation for how long it was going to take, and I had it supposed to be done at 4 p.m. yesterday. Finally come around to 7 p.m. and it's still like just barely approaching the bottom end of like what my done temperature was.
Were you trying to get to like 185 or?
No, I was trying to get to 205 because it doesn't start. The collagen doesn't really start breaking down until closer to 200. So I had to pull it to 200 and wrap it. It was still fall apart. Could have been a little bit more fall apart, but I mean, it turned out.
You gotta do that Texas crutch, dude.
I've done that before with foil, and it just ruined. Absolutely, just slaughtered.
No, you need butcher paper.
I know. So I have butcher paper this time. Last time I did it with just foil, and it just made it so mushy. The bark was just like non-existent.
Well, there's ways. Yeah, there's better ways to do it with foil. I've written about it.
All right. Well, next time I will be trying the Texas crutch to help me get over the 165 degree stall. But anyways, the part of my thought process behind this is I've got a really early start for work for my day job on Monday. That's always really tough. So I'm like, all right, here's the plan. I'm going to get like no sleep Friday night. Saturday night, I'm going to go to sleep early. And that way, come Sunday night, it's going to feel normal to try and go to bed at like 7 or 8. And hi, Rick.
Andrew says hi. Do you want to say hi to the camera?
Hello.
He's like Dolly Parton's husband.
Yeah, so I was up till 1 a.m. last night, just wide awake. Couldn't sleep. I'm like, no, stop. I was supposed to sleep like 4 hours ago.
Oof, that's the worst feeling, dude. But my therapist says that when that happens, because I get really anxiety when I get insomnia, she's like, just get out of bed, do something else, read a book, color in a coloring book. She's like, just do something else, then don't think about how you can't sleep.
Yeah, but it was like that weird, like I was half awake, but I wasn't, like I didn't have the energy to get up and do anything, but I didn't have like the amount of sleep I need. Like, I haven't had one of those nights in like a couple months now, and that was just brutal because I haven't been used to that at all.
I'm sorry, dude. That does suck.
I rolled out of bed like 15 minutes before we started recording, so I'm getting there. But my apologies for confusing John Snyder and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that was weird, dude.
That I don't know what part of my subconscious that came from.
Well, you know, John Snyder from Electronic Audio Experiments is a genius.
He is a genius, and he probably knows more about me than I do myself, but...
I don't know. I feel like we're confusing two people again. Well,
cool.
Sponsors?
Yeah, let's do sponsors, because I know the other big thing that's new with you is kind of what we are here to talk about.
Yeah. So before we talk sponsors... please rate and review this podcast on iTunes. It really means a lot to us. It helps us in the search rankings and all the algorithm things. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. That also helps. But this week's episode of the Get Offset podcast is sponsored by DistroKid, who makes it easy and affordable to put your music on iTunes, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram stories, Tidal, Napster, Deezer, iHeart, like basically every place where you can stream music online, you can get it online with DistroKid, and it's just a one-time fee to get your music on. Actually, that's it's a lot. So the way like TuneCore and others work is you pay like $50 a year per release or something like that. And DistroKid is just $20 a year for unlimited releases, basically. And or you can pay $50 up front and have it just there in perpetuity, and you don't have to pay the $20 every year. But if you're releasing music every year or two, $20 a year, freaking awesome. And you can use the code, use the link in the show notes / video description, and you'll save 7% on your first year. And it's a way to support the podcast and the demo channel. That's my spiel. And they have a lot of cool, fun tools. Did I talk about this last week, some of the things, or did I do that this week? I did that this week. I went and I put Sunday Crush's record, which comes out on Black Friday. I uploaded it into DistroKid. And I was looking at some of their features, like their meme video generator, their lyrics, and the lyrics sync. And it's really easy and kind of just fun to play around on it. And even though we used the Get Offset account, which is a label account, so we can have a lot more bands on it, I was able to add Sunday Crush as a team member so that any money that comes from the streaming or the purchase of the record on iTunes will go straight into the band's account versus mine. And that makes accounting a lot easier. And you can even split it like with just individual people. So if you've like collaborated with somebody on a record, or a song, because you can do it per song, you can just split that money really easily. I really wish you would have muted yourself before scraping the bottom of that bowl.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you think you were muted?
So I turned down the input game on the interface because my mute button is grayed out on the interface here for the stream.
Yeah, that is weird, isn't it? I really hope it's recording you.
No, it's recording, but I'm just looking at this going like, you started off in like, all right, it's sponsor time. There's a chance to get a couple bites of pie.
I can't mute you either.
And then I went to go mute myself. I just kind of stare, like, so if you're watching on YouTube right now, you could kind of see me just staring with the, I don't like this. Why won't it do it? And like I clicked a bunch of times and nope, I am permanently unmuted. So there's nothing you can do to, I
guess that explains why it's in beta. still.
Right. Yeah, we're using a beta version of the app we've been using for the last couple of years now. They just introduced video.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not like underwhelmed, but I'm not whelmed either.
Yeah, it really bothered me when I did the automatic post-production, which I paid for, and then it put the watermark in the bottom of the screen, like 10 or 15 pixels high, like yay high. So that's why on one of the episodes, and potentially this one as well, I have a big black box at the bottom that has our logo and then the episode title. Because I'm like, screw you guys, I paid for that. You're not watermarking something I paid for.
Right.
Rude.
Well, maybe we, tell us what you think. If you're watching this and you're going, hi, these guys could do better, which understandable. Tell us what we should be using for a video streaming platform. I'm curious. Or streaming platform or
StreamYard is cool, but we don't want to do like the live streaming thing.
Yeah, no.
Because I don't think we'd get as many viewers at 9 a.m. on a Sunday that like 60 Cycle Home gets on 8:30 on a.
Our entire viewership base is going to be British.
No, they'd be East Coast. It would be like East Coasters and stuff too, like noon. But probably not as many in the Pacific Northwest and California as we usually get.
Yeah, most of the Pacific.
And this is the first thing you want to watch in the morning. Like, this is the first thing I want to do in the morning.
I'm just imagining, like, the entire Pacific Northwest is like a personified monolith, like waking up hungover and going, no, I can't do Andrew's voice right now. Not happening.
I think that my voice is probably the problem. But you want to talk about my big what's new?
Wait, we talk about gear on this show? What the heck? Ooh, fancy. I really do love that finish.
I know. The Dark Knight finish on Fender released their American Professional 2 series on Tuesday. And damn if this doesn't still smell like fresh paint.
Does it smell like fresh paint, or is it just the case? Like the glue in the case?
No, this hasn't been in the case for a couple days.
Gotcha.
You know, once I had a guitar that smelled like maple syrup. It was a D-Armand Starfire, which is like the Epiphone Guild. But so this is the American Professional 2 series. A lot of improvements on the American Professional 1 series, which had a lot of complaints, especially in the Jazzmaster. Namely that the pickups on the Professional 1 series weren't Jazzmaster pickups. They were secret strap pickups. It didn't have any variation on a rhythm circuit. Like the switcher was up here and it was just the, neck, middle, bridge position. Pretty traditional vibrato. But they've made a lot of improvements on this, and not just the finish, which I think is just stunning.
Best finish that they released this time around. 100%.
The pickups still don't sound quite as Jazzmastery, but that's fine by me. I think most people are talking about the panorama vibrato on this. So
holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's
a deep dive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a deep sea dive.
But another cool thing is there's this push. I think Mary Spender called it a push pot because it's not a pull. It is like so you push down to get it in the down position. You push it again to get it in the up position. But it gets it a more vintagey kind of output sound, which I really liked when I was playing. I took this to a Sunday Crush rehearsal, and I really liked the way that sounded. But what I'm really excited about is that instead of having a rhythm switch, it's a series switch, which I use on a lot of guitars. I have that on the Cyclone. I have it on the Starcaster. So it's something that I do use a lot, and I really like. What else? It has kind of like a Mustang style bridge, but actually the correct radius, a bone nut, and it's kind of hard to see. I don't know if this will even work, but that string tree is just a little bit different than what you find on a standard guitar. It's not quite the roller tree, but it does seem a lot nicer than that little flimsy piece of stainless steel. But it's medium-high frets, so not quite jumbo frets, which means my fingers are getting into some contact with the fretboard when I play. And I think the fretboard needs to be oiled or something. It feels a little dry.
Yeah, I mean, that's not abnormal for guitars out of the box.
Yeah, so, but the neck is silky smooth, I would say. And, what? Wow. There we go. Sorry. I was like, do you ever like lay awake and you're like, I know that my fingers know how to play that, but can I remember how to play it in my head?
Yep. I find myself thinking that frequently.
All right, enough of that. But yeah,
no, so those pickups sound great.
Yeah, the pickups are really good. I got a lot of compliments on the clean tone in a video, which I never get. Just because people don't usually care about the clean tone.
No, I'm so excited to see what they've done with the Jazzmaster this time around because, to be completely honest, I hated the first one so much. Those came out. In that. Well, those came out right before, or maybe after I'd started at Guitar Center. I was supposed to sell a lot of them, and no, I just every time I picked one up or someone came in, it's like, oh, I heard Fender made a new Jazzmaster. Let's take a look at it. And like the comments are always, "Where's the rhythm switch? This is it. It's not a Jazzmaster if there's not some sort of rhythm switch."
Well, I disagree because I have this American Jazzmaster, and it has just a position switch.
Well, that's also you've got a Bigsby on there, and I mean, Jazzmaster has to have the Jazzmaster. That is a Jazzmaster shaped body.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's a fine guitar. I don't have anything against the guitar. I have a hard time with like that being a Jazzmaster. It's Jazzmaster adjacent.
It's a Jazzmaster to me. It's like when oh god, hold up.
And so people hated the pickups. It was something that I frequently heard guitars like people plug in like they're like you can kind of see
pickups, yeah.
They like the look on their face, like yeah, almost. And inevitably, people would just frequently want to put it back. My favorite out of the first round of series, my two favorites were the Strat and the Jag. Which I'm actually kind of surprised I don't remember seeing a Jag for the second round.
No, they had a Stratocaster with I think 2 pickup configurations, the traditional Telecaster, Tele Deluxe, and the Jazzmaster, and then a bass and then lefties. That's from what I remember. It was really cool when they sent me a whole like list of the guitars and like which one do you want, and then there was a watermark for Get Offset. I was like, we've made it. They want to know who would leak this.
Right.
That was
it
honestly,
did get
like,
leaked. Like there's a Reddit thread where someone like must have undone their watermark and like posted it to Reddit anonymously because there's definitely a unwatermarked version on Reddit a couple days earlier.
Yeah, no, when my Fender rep reached out to me, he's like, I don't know if you saw this leaked. It did leak, but I would like you to be a part of this launch. And I was like, I would love to be a part of this launch, and I did not know it leaked. I don't do the Reddit guitar thing because that is just such a big subreddit.
Yeah, I don't typically cruise Reddit. I have an account. I haven't logged in forever, but I do snoop every once in a while. / my phone in like the news section of the phone will like recommend articles to me. Yeah. So anything, typically, if something blows up big enough in the any of the guitar related subreddits, I end up seeing the link for it. My Google Pixel's like, hey, buddy, heard you like guitars.
Yeah, but it's really cool. I think they really did a lot of things with more sonic range in mind because really with the Jazzmaster and the Amp Pro 1 series, it was obviously a lot more limited in its sonic capabilities. You know, maybe guitarists don't use rhythm switches that much. I used it when I had a Jazzmaster with it, but I like the series switch more. But I know that the Strats also have the push-push. and it can add the neck pickup to the bridge and bridge middle position. So you can get all three with a traditional setup, and you can also get just the neck and the bridge. So that's really cool. Like they really thought about just getting the most out of the pickups that they do have. And I think it's a really cool series. I've only really looked into those two. Initially, I was like, oh, I want the Tele Deluxe. And I was like, what am I thinking? Just send me the Jazzmaster.
Right. No, I do love a good Tele. I do love a good Tele Deluxe, but I've already got 2 guitars with a 2 humbucker setup, and I don't need a third one. I do want to look closer at what they did with the Strats for this time around. I haven't looked yet. I just know that part of me is like, I really want a Strat because I haven't had a Strat for like a year now, and I don't regret selling it, but I do regret not having a Strat, if that makes sense.
You just wanted a better Strat than that one.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I get a Strat soon. They have the let's see if the Tele Deluxe has any interesting wiring things that they mentioned.
Before we get too far past the Jazzmaster, I do want to say real quick, I want to plug someone else's channel ever so briefly. Ryan Burke did the video on the panorama trem, because that's what they're calling the new Jazzmaster trem system. And he like opened up and did these really fancy graphics to show the mechanics. But like, actually, like I was just watching the video, like really, it was like a how it's made video. I'm like, this is great. I like it.
That was a great video, yeah.
And all of that said, favorite part of the video is he had a really nice shirt on.
It was a very nice shirt. It was a very familiar shirt.
I know. So go watch the video. Seriously, though, Ryan did a phenomenal job with the video. And, yeah. 60 cycle hum.
So it looks like, so the Tele Deluxe has coil tap, so it can turn the humbuckers into single coils, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Let's see what the normal Telecaster has. The treble bleed circuit, nice. Single coil. I don't see any mention of there being some sort of push-pull situation with the standard Telecaster. Rolled fretboard edges are very nice. The sculpted neck heel on all of them, which I like. It just makes it a little bit more comfortable when you're higher up on the fretboard there. The HSS Stratocaster has a coil split in the bridge, which makes it a lot more like a normal Telecaster if you need, which is kind of neat. And let's see what the precision bass has going on. Anything? No. So they don't all have a push-pull option, and the ones that do, it's really neat, and I think it makes a lot of sense. You're right. No short scales. No short scales at all. I would love to see like high quality short scale guitars, but it's cool. It's cool, and they're about the mid thousands, the mid 1000s.
Oh, the Strat. They did do the sculpted heel on the Strat.
On all of them.
Oh, you got it on yours too?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. How did I miss that?
I didn't talk about it in the video.
That might be why.
Not that you watched. Did you watch my 45-minute video?
I think out of my 40-hour work week, since I'm not allowed to work overtime, I think I spent, if I look at my calendar, eyeballing it, about 30-ish hours in meetings.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was a long week.
It's a long week. Yeah. No, I was actually a little bummed, and so was my Fender rep. He like overnighted me the Jazzmaster, and I still didn't get it until the day after it launched. And I was like, well, since I'm not really going to like get the first jump with just an unboxing video, I have to do more. So I did the unboxing, and then I took it to band practice and really put it through the paces. So the video has a little bit like a 5-minute clip of different parts of the band practice with sort of different sounds I was getting, actual effects, actual band. And then I did a secondary reaction video where I talk about my experience after having spent a couple days with the guitar. And I think that's gone over really well. I think people appreciated that. And I kind of got that idea from Mike Adams, who he encouraged me to do that. So thank you, Mike. I think that was the way to go. It does make the video quite a bit longer, but like even in the unboxing, I was so excited. I didn't really like play through all of the pickup positions in a very natural way, to be honest. And so to come back with my head a little cooler, not super duper in the honeymoon phase, and just go through the different positions sort of like one at a time so people can hear the differences, unless you're on your iPhone, and in which case, whatever. Sorry, you probably can't hear the differences clearly, but get headphones. I got that weird comment this week, remember?
All the pickups sound the same.
All the pickups sound the same. Like, yeah, okay. Maybe invest in some better headphones, because they certainly don't.
Right. Like, okay there, buddy. You need to get more creative with your trolling.
Yeah. Someone said, you should invest in a tube amp and buy less guitars. I'm like, you think I bought all these?
Well, more importantly, you don't have a tube amp right now, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you got the Harmony. You got the Harmony.
I have 2 tube amps. I have the Silvertone as well, but there's a failing tube in it I need to, just haven't had time to investigate. The Milkman is essentially a tube amp.
I do not have a tube amp, and honestly, I still like my tone.
You what? You still like your tone? Yeah.
I like it quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Granted, both of my amps, like at the Iridium and the Tone Master Deluxe Reverb, emulate tube pretty well. Nothing bad to say about either of them.
Oh yeah, I love the Iridium, and I also have the Champ amp at the practice space. So yeah, I got tube amps. They're just not like the 50-pound tube amps that whatever, dude. I don't have the time. I don't have, like, if I had a roadie, maybe I'd be like, yeah, tube amp. Like if I could afford a Benson or like a really nice Milkman, I would certainly do it. But right now, at this point in my career, until I get like a roadie, I'm just gonna use gear that's easy to carry.
I think I want my next big amp purchase, or really my next big gear purchase in general. I do want to be a Benson. Just kind of want to sock some money away little by little and just make it happen, because they do sound magical. Yeah, I really want one too, but I think I'm kind of far away from it. I just like, it's not on. I need to get a couple really nice microphones before I get. Yeah, no, I mean, certainly nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I've just been like, for the most part, I'm really happy with my guitars. There's a couple things I need to change on a couple of them, but for the most part, I'm really happy with the sounds I've got. The only thing I could maybe see myself adding to the lineup is a Strat. And yeah.
I haven't had a Strat since my first guitar. My first electric guitar was a Squier Strat.
Well, you got a Tornado. That's essentially a Strat, right?
No. Oh, Cyclone. You're thinking of the Cyclone.
Cyclone, yes. Yeah,
the Cyclone's essentially a short scale Strat, especially now that I have like those Josephina hand wounds in it. But yeah, I will probably need to thin the herd, as they say. But I also don't know what I would get rid of. I like them. I like the guitars. I have the space for them right now. They're not really. I don't know. I don't know what I could sell very easily. Like, I've done so many mods on most of them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always hard with mods. You never get your money back. Sorry, I'm looking at the colors for the Strats, and I think I like the Olympic white with the torque guard.
I like what they're calling the Mercury finish, which just feels to me like the Antigua finish.
That's a silver burst.
Yeah, silver
burst. That
burst.
just looks like a silver burst, yeah.
What's the difference between Antigua?
The color green. Like a really deep puke shade of green. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like Antigua. Even in person, it just doesn't look it doesn't look right to me. And I get that it's a classic finish and that, history, yada, yada. Bleh.
Charlie Pride, dude. The first thing I asked for is I wanted the American Professional 2 Tele Deluxe, and I think I was the surf green I asked for.
The Seafoam Cream, or the Mystic Surf Green.
The sea chrome, yeah. Ryan Burke is calling it sea chrome. It doesn't photograph in these pictures. It looks just like a surf green, but it is very chromy.
Right.
But then I was just like, maybe I just want to feel like Ryan from Demos in the Dark. I'm like, I shouldn't just get that. So the Jazzmaster, and also that I don't think the Tele Deluxes were ready.
Maybe, yeah, it's fine. No, I'm just looking at the Strat. If I was going to add anything, I'd probably add an HSS Strat. And one thing, like the wiring configuration that I've been fancying the idea of is instead of doing like a push-pull pot, is doing, there's a mod you can do where in position 4, wait, which direction we do? Strat position start, the numbers start at the bridge, or they start at the neck?
I think
so if we're starting at the bridge, then position 2, where it's your bridge in your middle position, it automatically splits the humbucker in that position. So you get the quacky dual single coil sound on positions 2. And then obviously position 4, you don't need a split because you don't have a HSH. But it's a really slick mod. I know I've talked to Curtis Lamberton about how to make that happen. But I'm looking at this going, well, I don't like the idea of a push-pull, but a push-push I could probably – that seems like such a small thing, but I feel like that changes the way I look at that.
I sometimes have trouble with the pulls. Mm-hmm. Mainly, occasionally I'll do it, and the knob will come off with it, especially if it's not like the kind that you screw in
the set
with.
Screw.
Yeah. That's the problem I've encountered with those before.
I don't know if I've encountered that issue before. I think my big thing is like if I'm picking or whatever, I've then got to like kind of like tuck my pick under my finger to be able to like actually grab and pull up and then bring the pick back out and keep playing. And that's just an unnecessary amount of extra steps for me to do like during a song transition. So if I could just like hit it real good with my pinky, if my pinky's strong enough, or even my ring finger.
I'm just thinking about, I think I just use these 2 fingers, like the middle and the ring to pull it.
Yeah, I could never do that. I don't have a guitar with a push pull right now. I was on the Epiphone SG that I sold earlier in quarantine.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could never get it like without using my thumb. I don't know.
Yeah, for me it's just like I don't want to risk. I don't ever like to risk a part of my guitar falling off into my hand while I'm playing. Like I had to have it with my Duesenberg Les Trim too a couple times. More than a couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I guess I probably just am not tightening it enough. But that's the problem I've had with it. I think you just got to continuously like tighten it. And I just am bad about that. And I've had the knob come off into the hand once while playing, but I think I just smashed it back on. That was an easier fix, but there was like, I think it was New Year's Eve, the Les Trim 2 came off in my hand, and I was just like, what do I do with this now?
Just toss it to the crowd. What could go wrong?
Oh my gosh. I lost that arm. I never found it. I had to buy replacements.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Embarrassing. So I think, are we done talking about the Am Pro 2s?
I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm just clicking around the Fender website going, ooh, I want that, and I want that, and I want that, and I can't afford any of it.
Yeah. But earlier this week, you and Terror had sent me a post from Numos, a picture of Numos.
I did.
It said, so to those who don't know, Numos is like the rock club in Seattle. It's where those indie level bands tend to play, one of them, and it's probably the bigger one. I played there a couple times, Numos and Barboza, their underground, smaller club version. And it's like, I just love it. I love that place. I love the people who work there. But there was a big banner on the side of Numos that said coming soon and had a picture of a condo. And Andrew sent me this in terror. And I was like, oh my God. And I read it.
I was free. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. Bad.
No.
Bad squishy.
Bad. And let's see if I can find it really quickly. But because our Facebook chat's really long right now because you are helping me with my computer. Oh, yeah. Coming soon unless we act now.
Right.
Music in let me move this over here so I can read it.
In Washington is in crisis. Since COVID-19, our independent music venues were the first to close. Without assistance, the majority are at risk of never reopening. What will replace them if we don't save our venues? And then in all caps, bold. Together, we can keep music live in Washington. Find out more. Donate at keepmusiclivewashington.com.
Yeah. So that's something that like it's really stark, and I think it's a brilliant campaign to help raise money and bring attention, because what we need is legislatures to our lawmakers to create some relief for live music. Because when you think about, and I always had the problem in Nashville, people want to move to Nashville because of the art scene. They're like, oh, it's got this great cultural vibe, it's got these cool places, and then the places that were the reason people went to Nashville and love Nashville close and get replaced with condos.
Yep.
And we don't want to see that happen here. Like, live music and the musical scene is such an important part of Seattle's history and their present day. It's part of what makes Washington and Seattle very special. And it's true. Live music was the first thing to stop with COVID. It's going to be the last thing to come back, especially in these indoor clubs. And They had full-time employees that they have rent, and because most of them don't own the building, it's kind of rare to own your building,
right?
Because that's such an expense. And like, they are just hemorrhaging money. The staff, like, are they ever going to be able to come back? Even it's just they need the help to maintain their space and have like a hold on it. Otherwise, it is just going to become another condo.
Yep.
And then where are the musicians going to play when it's time to come back? Like, even the smaller venues where you cut your teeth, like, you need those. You need Connor Burn. You need the Tractor Tavern. You need Tim's Tavern. You need the Sunset. You need these places because, like, you can't.
Well, and this was a soft spot pre-pandemic too. I mean, you had the market, the Showbox of the Market had that big campaign where they were threatening to get it knocked down, which would have been really sad.
That would have been sad.
El Corazon.
It's an AEG venue, though, and to be clear, AEG could have very easily afford to keep it, and they're just kind of choosing to put the on people, which is kind of dumb.
The threatening involved is definitely misrepresented by and large by local media, I think.
Well, no, it's like, I think AEG just we're not talking about that, but like
El Corazon. El Corazon, they announced that was getting knocked down beforehand, which is before the pandemic, which is already said. So we're already seeing some of that pre-pandemic, and then you go and put a pandemic down, and I mean, government's got to be able to do something about that, because realistically, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that drives economy and tourism, quality of life. And I get that the housing market has to be a really important part of the economy, but it's such an interconnected web. And my concern as someone who's not an economist is that you go and disrupt huge chunks of the web. Rebuilding post-pandemic is going to be that much more difficult, that much more painful, and a little bit less joy than Seattle deserves.
Yeah. So I'm going to put the link in the show notes if I can remember, which I hopefully will. So check that out, sign up, give. There's also the similar campaign, Save Our Stages, which has similar goals. And that's another one to check out. This one is more specific to Washington, so I don't know if the viewers all over and listeners all over will care as much. But I think that look to see if there's something similar in your own community, and please support these local venues. If you support the arts, I mean, if you listen to this podcast, you probably care about the arts. You probably care about music if you're not a musician yourself. So even if you're not a musician, you care about music. You need to care about live venues. Even like that's just the facts.
When we are able to mosh again, I want somewhere to be able to do that.
Have fun moshing. I just want to see the Hold Steady again.
I went through a round of like the shows that I missed the year before COVID because like I'll just get them next time. Like, not gonna bang my head on the microphone physically, but
yeah, I miss playing live shows. I really do, and I just want places to play when that's a thing again. Like when my band releases our record, we're not going to be able to tour off of it, so I don't really know how. We're going to have to find other ways to support it. But when it is time to tour again, like we want there to be places. We want there to be options for us to play in different cities, because if there are fewer venues and there's more competition, and then it's going to be a lot harder for a band to start to work their way up in the ecosystem. Like we don't have places like No Fun in Portland or Hotel Vegas in Austin. It's going to suck.
Yep. But tis what tis, and I'm trying not to get too doom and gloom about what I have very little control over.
That's a good way to look at the world. It's outside of your circle of influence, but you can do some things about it. You can voice your support. You can sign up for this email list. Like, let's see, waste. How can I help? Donate. Follow them on social and sign up for email updates. And if you donate to keepmusiclivewa.com, it is tax deductible, and it might be eligible for an employee match.
Well, there you go. I think that's the perfectly most depressing way to end the episode.
No, we're gonna end it like that.
Would you like me to say something super cheery?
I just want to show off my pumpkin that Rick got me at the grocery store.
Aww.
It's a itty bitty little pumpkin the size of a softball with a black kitty cat painted on it.
We had pumpkins and they already rotted and had to get thrown out. So we need to get more pumpkins.
That happens when you buy them too early. That's a common mistake. When I lived in Nashville every year, I would have a big pumpkin carving party with my friends, but I haven't done that since I moved to Seattle, which makes me sad. I like the pumpkin carving party.
It gave me an excuse to smash some pumpkins.
I don't want to start on the smashing pumpkins.
That's a favorite topic of yours, I know.
Yeah. I saw on Twitter there was this thread of women bassists, and someone commented this thread, like, the Pixies have had 2 female bassists, and then neither of the ones they mentioned were Kim Deal. And I was like, what is wrong with you? Who are you? Why are you how are you forgetting Kim Deal? Literally, how do you forget Kim Deal when you're thinking about the Pixies and bassists? Like, my God.
Halloween's a week away. Everyone plan your costumes, because Lord knows I have not yet. And enjoy the season as best as you can in a socially responsible way. And until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. My name is Andrew. Goodbye. Bye.